As a joke, I said, "It sounds like you're in love with him," and he admitted that he is. Well, that went left. Hello, my lovely people. Welcome back to Chaotic Commentary. I'm Danny, and today we ask ourselves the age-old question: am I the asshole? Let's get into it. Am I the asshole for taking down my sister's child safety lock on the fridge? Why would you do that? I, 26 female, have a special needs daughter, 9, that I struggle with getting to eat meals. She's extremely picky, very sensitive about food, loses interest in eating, and usually isn't hungry at traditional times. I've struggled for years to get her to eat meals with me, but to no avail. Trying too hard usually deters her worse, so we've created a system where I stock up on foods and snacks she's willing to eat. She goes to get what she wants when she's hungry throughout the day, and we've managed to get her to maintain her weight. My sister, Jeannie, 28 female, asked to move into my apartment when her boyfriend left her and the kids a few months ago. Trash. She has 3 kids under 6 years old. Her kids are wild and always get into everything. I don't mind them acting like kids, but I worry about them getting hurt. I told my sister she needed to do a better job of keeping her kids safe. She took that and ran with it by getting child safety locks on just about everything. I didn't mind because I feel more secure knowing they can't stick keys in sockets or get into the bleach. What are these kids doing? How wild? Who's sticking keys into sockets? I personally never did that as a child. I don't know. Some kids are just wild, but I know personally I never thought to I'm gonna stick a key in an electrical socket. However, she recently added a lock to our fridge because her middle son, 3, has a food allergy. I guess that could make sense. He figured out how to open the fridge and came very close to eating something he was allergic to before his sister, 6, noticed. Why not just not buy the thing he's allergic to? Like, why is it in the house? I agreed to try out the lock because it was easy enough to get open for me. It wasn't so easy for my daughter. In fact, she can't get it open at all. When I notice her by the fridge, I try to get up to open it quickly so she can get what she wants, but usually by the time I see her there, she's lost interest. Yeah, because she did say she has a special needs daughter, so it would make sense that she can't get open. Like, my 9-year-old daughter probably couldn't figure out a child safety lock on her fridge. Because of this, she hasn't been eating nearly as much. I told my sister she had to get rid of the lock because it was affecting my kid. It turned into a fight because she accused me of trying to hurt her son by having foods he's allergic to in the fridge and how the lock is for his safety. I offered to move the offending foods up higher, but apparently he can climb. So far, I don't think anybody is the asshole here. You both have kids with different issues, so maybe just compromise. Don't buy the food that her child's allergic to, and the sister take the lock off the fridge so that her daughter can eat. Our fight spiraled, and I told her that she had to remove it and to watch her kids better, so the lock wasn't needed. She refused again and said she'd do what she had to for her kid. So when she left, I removed the lock and threw it away. When she got back and noticed, we got into another fight. We've been feuding over it for the last 3 days, and she said today she's going to get a new one. I asked my mom about it, and she's taking her side since my nephew can get sick off the food if he gets it while my daughter is still eating, even if it's not as much. Am I the asshole in this situation? No, not at all. I do not think you're the asshole. Honestly, I don't think anybody is the asshole here because I get you trying to protect your child who has a food allergy. But don't say I'm trying to make your child. I'm not trying to make your child sick. Yes, your child can get sick and possibly die from eating food he's allergic to. Her child can get sick and malnourished from not eating because she does not have access to her food. So both situations are equally serious here. Let's get into some of these comments. Comment number 1. Not the asshole. Tell your sis that you were happy to help her get back on her feet, but you need to keep your child safe and she needs to keep her children safe. And at this point, they need opposite things. Give her 30 or 60 days to find a place. I can agree with that. Like, I understand if you're struggling, but if the conflict is too much because you both need to keep your children safe. Like, if her daughter, she clearly said if her daughter doesn't have access to the refrigerator, she won't eat. And so do you just want her child to starve? Like, you're saying she's trying to make your child sick. Are you trying to starve her child? I'm sure you're not. You're both just trying to protect your children. So someone said, perhaps an option might be to keep the food the boy is allergic to in a fridge lockbox. That way it's more difficult for the nephews to access, but OP's daughter still has ready access to the contents of the fridge. That might be a good idea. My question is, like, whatever it is that this child is allergic to, why can't it just be removed from the house? Like, I don't understand why this conflict has escalated to this point. So you're not the asshole at all, but at the same time, like, why are both of you so unwilling to compromise? If there are things her son is allergic to, don't buy them. But at the same time, like, if they're the only things your daughter will eat, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. It's a difficult situation all around, it seems. Someone said, or get your daughter a mini fridge. Maybe she could have a little snack corner with her favorite foods in her room. That's a good idea. Someone says, I came on here to say the exact same thing. Maybe if your sister insists on having the lock, have her pay for the mini fridge for your daughter. That can be somewhere your nephew can't get into it. And someone said, the daughter, no. The boy can have his mom buy a mini fridge for him. He is the problem. Don't punish the kid that is the problem. Nobody's the problem. He's a 3-year-old child. He's not the problem. But that still doesn't make sense, because even if the little boy does have a mini fridge, if he's like usually like just going into the fridge, then he would still have access to it, even if he's not supposed to. That's just what kids do. Like, he's a 3-year-old child. They get into things like, someone says, watch your kids better. And I agree with that to a certain extent, because you can't watch children every single second of the day. And it only takes a second for a child to get into something they're not supposed to. And that doesn't reflect badly on you as a parent, say you were being a bad parent. Like, no, kids get into things. Kids are very sneaky, very mischievous. I don't know how they get into some of the things they do. They're little geniuses when it comes to getting into things that they're not supposed to have. I don't know. I feel like maybe the best thing would be for the sister to try to find her own place, because either the two of you are unwilling to compromise, or it's just not going to work. So let's move on to the next story. Am I the asshole for uninviting my brother to my wedding? I'm marrying my brother's best friend. When my partner and I told my brother we were dating, he was happy. He was happy that his best friend and his favorite sibling worked together. But when we told him we got engaged, things changed. Why? Why does it matter whether you're just dating or engaged? He became sour and didn't even congratulate us. Throughout the entire wedding planning process, he made negative comments about everything and kept making jokes about what a terrible wife I'd be and that my partner should run while he can. Why? What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Like, why were you happy when they were dating but unhappy that they're getting married? That would mean that their relationship will probably, maybe, last longer. Wouldn't it be worse, like, for them to break up and then cause all this conflict? My family and my partner all acted as if he was just joking. I don't think he's joking. If so, that's a weird way to joke, I guess. Like, why are you so upset? When we were 3 weeks out of the wedding, my brother asked me to come over to his place by myself. When I got there, he told me I needed to cancel the wedding. He kept saying that he can't tell me why, I just need to cancel it. Do you know something I don't know? Like, why can't you tell me why? Like, I'm suspicious. I was getting worried. Maybe he knew something about my fiance. Maybe he was protecting me, but he denied it. He said my fiance is great, but I need to cancel it. Why? If the fiance is great and they're good together and you were happy that they were dating, why the change? Why are you so upset now that they're getting married so far as to tell her to cancel the wedding? And it's not because of anything the fiance has done, something you know, or trying to protect her. So what is the issue here? Your best friend gets to be your brother-in-law. Shouldn't you be happy about that? I was taken aback and didn't know what to say. As a joke, I said, it sounds like you're in love with him, and he admitted that he is. Well, that one left real quick. Okay. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say that because, like, I know, like, a lot of the Reddit posts have, like, the secret best friend. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. Like, I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say anything. So you've been in love with him this whole time. Why were you happy that they were dating? Like, you should have been unhappy then, too. Like, I guess maybe you figured they would break up. But what does it matter? Like, even if you are in love with him, unrequited love, I get it, but if he's not, feeling the same way about you, I don't, that's not gonna change anything. If he doesn't love you, him not marrying your sister's not gonna make him love you, sweetie. I'm sorry, I know it's hard, but what do you want her to do? I was taken aback and didn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to say either. You in love with my fiance? Why are you just now telling me this? Clearly they've been together for a while if they're engaged. Maybe not. Some people get engaged pretty quick. But clearly they've been together long enough to know they want to get married. And now you're going to just out of left field, I'm in love with him. Like maybe you haven't come out to your family. I don't know. So I told him he was uninvited from the wedding and left. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. When my family and fiance's family found out that I uninvited him, he told them it was because he insulted me. So everyone thought I was just being dramatic and I'll get over it. It's now a week away from the wedding and my fiance keeps telling me to call my brother and sort it out. He says it's now getting ridiculous that he needs his best man. My family is calling me immature and keeps telling me to get over it, even though they don't know the full story. I'm so conflicted. I would never get with someone my sibling have romantic feelings for, but now it's too late. I love my fiance. We have a life together and we are planning our future. I can't just cancel it all. I'm also not going to out my brothers to everyone. I'm not a horrible person. No, definitely don't do that. But I feel so guilty. Should I just let him come and be miserable at the wedding, or should I continue to be the asshole to the rest of my family and keep him away? That feels like a lose-lose situation. Like I don't know. You're not that asshole, but that is quite the predicament. Because yeah, it's true, like normally you wouldn't, go after someone that your sibling has romantic feelings for, but you didn't know. Like he gave you his blessing when you started dating. Like maybe had you told me then, it wouldn't have progressed to the point where he's my fiance now. I love him, he's the love of my life. Why would you wait until 3 weeks before my wedding to tell me something like this? Like why would you do that? Like you setting us both up for failure. What was that? I heard a noise. But right, because like I understand like what she's saying. Like she wouldn't have gone after him. Like if she knew her brother had feelings for this man, she would not have dated him. But the fact, like, you set yourself up for failure, sweetie. I'm sorry, but you did, because maybe you're scared to come out to your family, but I mean, you just came out to your sister now, so why couldn't you have done that then? Why couldn't you have told her when she came to you, said, I'm dating your best friend? Why couldn't you have told her then, I'm in love with my best friend? Why would you allow her to fall in love with this man to the point where she is marrying him, and then drop that type of, not only drop that type of bomb on her, but insist that she not marry him? I'm kind of feeling like maybe you're kind of being an asshole, the brother, but I don't even know. I don't know if anybody, like, I understand like if you're not out, but at the same time, like if your best friend, if he's not also into guys, then even if your sister does cancel her wedding, like, you don't have a chance with him anyways. And maybe it's, I don't know, like, you have to like go your whole life having feelings for your friend and knowing he's married to your sister. But I don't know, this is such a complicated situation. I'm gonna read some comments and see what other people have to say. First comment, not the asshole. You don't need to tell everyone, but you need to tell your fiance. And someone said, agreed. I understand not inviting the brother if he can't be trusted to behave, especially if alcohol is involved, right? People be doing some chaotic things at wedding when alcohol is involved. But this is not a secret to hide, as you are just beginning a marriage, right? You definitely need to tell your fiance like the reasons, at least. Like, that's, I don't know if that would be considered outing him, as long as the fiance doesn't tell anybody. Like, can you trust your fiance not to go telling everybody? But wow, you definitely need to, like, don't keep, that is a big secret to keep. And like, if your fiance finds out after you're married, he's gonna be mad at you. He's definitely gonna be mad at you, because like, that's his best friend. He wants his best friend at his wedding. Now, I mean, he doesn't know his best friend is in love with him, but I feel like maybe that's something he should know about, like, why you uninvited your brother. You are setting up your fiance in a position where he has to exclude someone he has been friends with for years on the basis of a lie that minimizes the situation that he is in the middle of and doesn't realize. That is very, very true. It is no one else's business, though. I wouldn't make that info public. Right, he is involved in it. Like, I feel like the fiance definitely needs to know. Why does people keep making this comment? Someone said, all of this, otherwise your brother will make an art studio for him. Wow. Y'all are silly. I need to find that one. I really want to read that story. I need to find it. Not the asshole, someone says, and agreed. Not everyone needs to know, but your fiance does. And don't feel bad for being with someone your bro is in love with. You didn't know, and he had no way of knowing that, and your brother should have dropped that love bomb sooner. Also, your fiance loves you. He gets a say in what's happening here. Somebody says, I guess this is better than the brother being secretly in love with the sister. Yes, because that did like flash across my mind because people really be out here committing incest, and y'all be doing some weird things out here. But yeah, I do agree that you didn't know. Like, why would you wait? Why would you wait to 3 weeks before my wedding to drop something like that on me? Like, I honestly feel like, in a way, the brother is being an asshole. Like, why would you do that? You literally could have told me so long ago. Next story. Am I the asshole for ruining a large family dinner and embarrassing my mom by calling out years of casual racism against me? Before I even read this story, I'm going to say no, because the fact that she's being casually racist toward her child, is it her being racist toward you? But the fact that she's okay with herself or anyone being, like I said, casually racist towards you, she's the asshole immediately. Immediately she's an asshole. But let's read it. For context, I, 20 male, am half East Asian on my mother's side and half Middle Eastern on my father's side. Born and raised in Australia. I look almost entirely Middle Eastern. For as long as I can remember, family members on my mom's side would tease and make jokes about my appearance. Growing up, my nickname was Brown Guy in their language. Okay, let's continue. When I was like 9 years old, my cousins and I came home after playing outside all day, and I teased them for having tons of mosquito bites and I barely had any. My auntie overheard this and told me that's because the blood of brown people just doesn't taste as sweet. Excuse me? What? Where do you even get this information? Like, I, as a brown, black person, get mosquito bites all the freaking time. The color of your skin ain't got nothing. Mosquitoes want blood. Where do you get your information? Like, that is just being racist for no reason. Like, not that racism ever has a reason, but where did you get this information from that mosquitoes don't like the taste of brown people? I'm pretty sure mosquitoes in like every country where there are brown people would beg to differ, because I'm pretty sure they getting bit too. Mosquitoes, I'm pretty sure, are not prejudiced against where they get their blood from. They just want the blood. Anyway, my mom was FaceTiming her cousins from overseas one time and asked me to talk to them. As soon as she passed me the phone, they said, "What the hell is Osama bin Laden doing here?" I don't even know what this... That's not casual racism. That's racism. Like, what's wrong with y'all? There were countless instances of shit like this happening throughout my childhood, and it definitely caused a lot of insecurities about my appearance / heritage growing up. Yeah, your mama definitely should have put a stop to that, because clearly, I can't even say she's not racist, because there are a lot of instances of like people of other races, like people marrying people and are still racist against other people. So I'm not even going to say that she can't be racist because she married a Middle Eastern man, because you most certainly can still be a racist if you are married to a person of another race, or if you have a child that's mixed with another race, you can still be a racist. I don't know if people refute that. You can still be racist if you have a bunch of friends that are a different race than you. I love that. I have black friends. That don't matter. Anyway, 3 years ago, my uncle on my mom's side here held a large dinner party at his place with many family members attending, including some from overseas. We were all at a table eating when one of my aunts cracked the usual racist joke about me, and everyone started laughing. Your family sucks. I generally don't remember what she said, but for some reason, this was the straw that broke the camel's back. I was at the age where I knew how wrong racism was and how I needed to stand up for myself. I legit exploded, and I don't blame you. I stood up and told them that I've endured their bullshit my entire life, and I finally had enough. Good for you. Good for you. I said that I regret being born into such a stupid, uneducated family that there wasn't a single adult in the family I respected. Right? The fact that it's the adults, like, not to excuse children who do racist things, but that is a product of their parents. Racism is something that is taught. The fact that it's the adults that are being racist toward a child at that. A child. Like, you raise all these racist remarks toward a child. And the fact that your mama didn't defend you not once. Horrible. The whole table went quiet and I demanded my mom drive me home because I couldn't stand being around them any longer. My aunt tried to apologize and say it was just a joke, but I stormed out the door. Racism is never just a joke. Stop it. When I got home, my mom told me that she was extremely disappointed and embarrassed by what I did. I'm embarrassed of you for not taking up for your child. She said that I was overly serious over a harmless joke. She told me everyone in the family genuinely loves me and didn't wish me any harm at all. Okay, also, just because you don't wish someone harm still doesn't make it not racist. Like, you don't have to be beating somebody over the head and hanging them from trees to be a racist. Like, I don't understand, like, why people don't understand that. Like, she went on to show me a photo album of my aunts and uncles holding me as a baby and talked about how much they helped her get started in Australia. And that still doesn't make them not racist. She said that although no one in the family got a proper university education, they all worked their asses off to come to Australia and give the next generation opportunities to do so. At this point, I was crying uncontrollably and felt extremely bad for what I said. Don't feel bad. They're still racist. They've stopped the jokes ever since. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. Additional context. Everyone on my mom's side speaks very limited English. I can speak in the East Asian language pretty well, but nowhere near fluent enough to fully express myself, so there's a bit of a language barrier. My parents split up when I was young, which is why my dad's out of the picture. Another reason why I said I didn't respect anyone in the family is because some of them had very controversial views on certain political issues that I'm not going to get into. Yikes. Not the asshole, someone says. A joke is only funny when it's funny for everyone, including the subject of the joke. No, see, I agree with them, but I don't, because in this context, in this situation, to say a joke is only funny when it's funny to everyone, the fact that it's a racist joke, it's not funny at all, because they're not, it's hurtful to him, clearly. Right, someone says it's not a joke. They're clearly not joking. Like, they say, oh, it's a joke. Just because you say something is a joke doesn't mean it was a joke. Like, you're saying these things, they're funny to you, but if you're making racist remarks towards someone, it's not a joke. You're not joking, you're just racist. And they said, it's not a joke. They were always laughing at him, not with him. And it's not harmless. It's definitely not harmless. Someone says, it's just a prank, bro. I hate that so much, but it's funny. It is easy to make and laugh at insensitive jokes when you are not the butt of it. The mom feels to be indebted to them because of their help that she never confronted them, so OP had to do it herself. I thought it was a guy. Someone says, not the asshole, and good on you for doing what you did. You didn't ruin anything. They have been ruining occasions for you for years, and they needed to be told enough is enough. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too. And in my honest opinion, if you need to call out racists, ruin all the dinner parties you need to ruin. Ruin weddings, ruin birthdays, ruin anything that people are being racist at. Ruin it, because they don't deserve good things. I think I'm going to call it for this story. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Chaotic Commentary. If you enjoyed the stories or my commentary, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to Chaotic Commentary. Peace.